As a golf coach, one of the questions I always ask myself when a student comes for a lesson is the driver they're swinging, is it really built for them? Is it gonna help them hit good quality golf shots? Or is it a club that's really impossible to hit? And I gotta tell you, for a lot of golfers that I see who maybe hit their driver 175, maybe on a good one 225, lots of times, in all honesty, they're swinging golf clubs that just don't give them a chance to be successful. So one of my real passions, of course, is helping people play better golf, and is try to find clubs, try to find tips, ideas that can help people get off the tee box, be consistent, and get it down there to a point where they can get their second shots on the green. So I came across this club, it's called Teton. They sent it to me, and they've made some pretty strong claims. So I wanted to test it out. I wanted to share it with you here today and kind of see what we find out. Because if it does everything that they claim it's going to do, I think it could probably help a lot of you watching this, especially if you're the type of golfer who doesn't practice a lot. When you hit your regular driver, it's kind of a low bullet to the right. You don't get any carry or no height to it, and you're constantly struggling with it. According to what Teton is claiming, this is a club for you. So let me go through it a little bit. We're going to test it out. I'm going to hit a couple shots. I got my radar out here. We're going to see exactly what it does. So first of all, here's the claim. Shorter shaft than the driver. A little bit more forgiving in that aspect, meaning it's easier to control, it's easier to feel where the club is at in the golf swing, it's easier to get the club face back to square. It's got hybrid type design on it. I could tell it right away when I grabbed it and set it down. It's got kind of the look of a hybrid. So it's got more weight on the back, which should, all right, if everything is true, help get us ball up in the air a little bit and help that launch get a little bit higher, give it some more carry. A couple things that are different though versus the standard hybrid. The deeper face. It's definitely got a deeper face than the traditional hybrid. The claim there is it's got more of a driver face. So forgiveness of a hybrid in the design to give you the launch, driver face to give you the distance. It's got 15 degrees of loft on it, and of course a little bit shorter shaft for more control. So those are some of the claims. So what I want to do here is I'm going to hit a couple shots. I'm going to try to swing this golf club at around somewhere in the 80s, 83, 84 miles an hour, which would equate to generally around a ball that rolls out to about 180, 190 yards. Let's go ahead and hit one, and let's see if the Teton is everything that they claim it is. All right, so here we go. I'm going to try to swing this right around 84 miles an hour. Okay, felt pretty smooth, I'm not going to lie. 86 miles an hour, 86.4 to be exact. Now I'm hitting range balls, so we got to kind of keep that in mind a little bit. So here's what I've got. I got a carry of 184 yards. I've got a total distance of 202. I got a height of 75. Now, as a reference point, that distance is good, okay? Is it off the charts? Maybe not, but it's good distance. But what I noticed right away is the carry. 184 yards in the air at 86 miles an hour is pretty damn impressive, I'm not gonna lie. So first shot, it's only one shot, I'm gonna hit a couple more, but the first shot I hit, and I hit it in the center of the face, was definitely higher than I would have anticipated if I had just been swinging a regular driver. But let's hit a couple more and let's see what we get. So like I said earlier, the shorter shaft, hybrid design, I could feel it help get the ball up in the air pretty easy. Let's hit another one and see. I like the shorter shaft. I do feel like I've got a little bit more control, and the face is definitely deeper. So, you know, when you look down at something, it's got to look good to your eye. That actually looks pretty darn good right there. Okay, let's swing another one. Okay, that felt a little bit on the toe. So my guess is it's going to maybe roll out a little bit more, a little faster in all honesty. So that was 88 miles an hour. So at 88 miles an hour, I would expect a carry of around 190. Okay, I got 195, so carried a little bit more. 214 total distance. At 88 miles an hour, that's pretty good. But I like how it got up in the air and how it just jumped off the face a little bit. Let's hit a couple more and talk a little bit about this. So I will say this. Most people, when they struggle with their driver, when they come to me, we got to do a lot of things with their driver to get the ball up in the air. We got to move the ball forward. We got to tilt their hips. We got to tilt their upper body. I'm telling them to swing up on it, swing to the right. There's a lot going on. So if I can get a golf club for a student that allows them to kind of swing like they do a normal hybrid or even an iron. They don't have to do all these changes to their setup. That can be pretty helpful. So, all right, so let's go ahead and hit another one. We've already hit 2 shots. Here's kind of my observation so far. I had one around 84 miles an hour, which is, you know, for those of you who don't know your club head speed a lot, you're probably at that speed hitting it around your driver 175, give or take a little bit. Okay, the second one was a little faster, 88 miles an hour. That one went definitely further, about 214. But I really, so far, these first 2 shots, what I've been most impressed with is the trajectory. Easy to get up in the air, easy to swing. I'm not having to overswing. And also, as I just said, I'm not doing these crazy things with my setup. When you're hitting a driver, regular driver, right? You got the ball forward, you're tilting your shoulders, you're angling your hips. It's like a completely different golf swing. So let's go ahead and hit one more. I'm gonna try to really bring the swing down this time, closer to 80 miles an hour. And I'm gonna set up just like I would like a 5-iron or maybe even like a 5 hybrid, something like that. And I'm gonna see what type of launch I get now in distance. Okay, felt pretty solid, maybe a little bit, and that's one of the things I've noticed. I haven't hit every one perfectly in the center. That one was a little bit on the toe, but it still flew really well. Okay, 79.6 miles per hour, 182 yards. So distance-wise, that's right in line where I would expect with a regular driver, assuming I hit it in the center of the face. But here's what I really like the most, and I think is probably a big key for those of you out there who struggle with your driver. The carry on that was well over 160 yards. So when you think about shots, I watch a lot of older golfers play, and they get to these holes where they gotta carry the water. And it might only be 150 yard carry, right? But if you're only hitting your driver 180 yards, and it might only be carrying with a standard driver because it's got low loft, stiff shaft, it's like a low bullet. Yeah, it might be going 180 yards, but it's probably only flying like 115 or 120 yards, and then it's rolling. So what I like about the Teton right away is the fact that I'm getting a lot of carry out of it. And I think that can be really helpful. So I want to hit one more, and then we're going to go ahead and kind of wrap it up here. Now this one, I'm going to pick up the speed a little bit more on this. All right, I'm going to try to get this, you know, maybe over 90 even, all right? But I'm gonna set up like I would the hybrid, because that's one of the claims. The hybrid design, driver face, shorter shaft gives you more consistency, easier to hit, and it's kind of like one swing. It's not a different swing that you would see. So let's go ahead and test that claim out again. I'm gonna set up much like a 5-iron or maybe like a 5 hybrid. I'm gonna see if I can get this speed up around 90. Okay, that felt good. I'm not gonna lie, wow, that popped off the face, really nice. Okay, 94 miles an hour. That's a little bit quicker than I thought I was gonna get. Wow, fantastic. Here once again, carry 199.4 yards, total distance 219. Now, is that total distance off the charts? No, but you know what is? The launch, it's got up in the air, and the carry, that's what I love about this. And the fact that, quite honestly, it popped off the face and is super easy to hit. So, 4 shots, 4 different swing speeds. Here's my take on it. I think that the Teton does what it says it does. Are you gonna bomb it way by your driver? Probably not. But you're sure as heck gonna be a lot more consistent. I can see that right away. And there is no doubt you're gonna get the golf ball more up in there, you're gonna get more carry. So think about this. When you're standing on the tee box, if the distance that the ball ends is the same between a standard driver, I guess, and something like the Teton, right? If the end distance is the same, but you can get more carry, so you can carry some hazards, carry some bunkers, carry the water, okay, and you can be more consistent, it's definitely worth considering. So at the end of the day, I like what it does. I think for the average golfer, it's something they should definitely consider, and I think might be a better choice than the standard driver they might be playing right now.